afternoon, everyone. Let's go ahead and call the meeting to order here for City of Erie Land Bank on June 19th. We do have a quorum. Mr. Scalise is online, so we do have a quorum for the meeting today. So I'd jump right into it, would seek approval of the agenda and the minutes from the prior meeting.
Motion to approve the agenda and the minutes, and the entire consent agenda.
I'll second that.
Okay. And that's a second for Mr. Scalise. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Let's go ahead and do a quick review of the finance report from last month, April.
Thank you. On the balance sheet as of May 31st, we were showing $203,337.18 in our bank accounts between the checking, the escrow, and the savings. On the profit and loss, it shows that we have net income of $39,520.14 as of the end of May.
I didn't see anything on there that was major change. Any questions on the financials?
None for me.
Do you need a motion to approve?
Okay, we have a motion to approve. Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Takes
Aye.
us to citizens' comments. Anyone here today wishing to speak? Anybody online? Any comments, citizens' comments? Hearing none, we will move to updates from the executive director. Aaron?
Just some brief update, really. The residential properties associated with our 23 work plan, declaration of taken was filed June 1st, and so now we're working through that process on those properties. And we'll continue to update the board, and Gene will do as well with his solicitor's report. That's it for today.
Very good. We're going to move right into unfinished business and new business, and then we'll circle back to the solicitor. So unfinished business, demo bids.
All right, so in front of you is a list of 7 properties that have been put out for demolition and the bids associated with those and the winning bidder and the amounts for the board to approve.
I just had a quick question. I'm assuming that there were maybe multiple bids that were received. We're just seeing the bids that were the preferred bidder. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct. These all received multiple bids.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Is there a reason why we changed that up and only showed the one bid on here?
I think it was more in an effort to reduce the amount of paper as opposed to showing you all the bid tabs. The bid tabs are loaded on erielandbank.org and available to the public.
So they are available.
So they
Somebody
are
wants
available.
to see it. Okay.
Yep.
I'm
Every
okay
bid
with
tab
this
is
as
on
long
there.
as it's
Same.
Yeah, this was
available.
more for just keep it
Okay.
short and simple for the board.
Okay, yeah, as long as it's available. Okay, I don't have any questions.
I don't either.
Then I would seek a motion to approve the demo bids as presented.
I'll make that motion.
And I'll second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 None opposed. Takes us to demo authorization.
All right, so just kind of along the lines of the demo bids, several of these bids were received almost 30 days ago, basically shortly thereafter the last board meeting. So, and a couple of them being priority properties, with the way our policy currently is, the board approves the bids and then we enter into a contract. So it was Mindy's suggestion that we create more of a resolution as long as we follow the policies and procedures, receive the bids as we would normally receive them, approve them, that we would have a board resolution to enter into a contract. We would enter into the contract and then seek board approval or just acknowledgement of the bids post contract signing. I think it was just really the one key property being 1737 West 6th Street. Empire has been on really wanting to get that one going. We really want to get that property moving, but we had to wait till today's meeting to get the approval before we entered the contract. So
Can I ask, and I should know, and I apologize, what are our policies and procedures with regard to that? So you say that you would follow them. What would that generally be? That we would take the lowest bidder? Just summarize what
Yeah,
that
we
would
would
be.
generally,
The policy and procedure doesn't even say that we have to take the lowest bidder. That's typically what we do. The policy and procedure is very general. It just states that we will seek board approval, but it's very general.
Does it also say how many bids you have to receive?
It does not.
It doesn't. Okay.
no, we typically, we post it to the website that the RFP is out for demo bids. We solicit to the list of demolition contractors that are typically interested in bidding, and then on the due date, we open them.
Have we ever not approved your demolition? I mean, since I've been on the board, I can't remember ever saying, no, we don't approve them. Can you
No.
remember in recent memory?
No.
Okay.
And I think with this resolution, with the additional statement in there saying that should there be a question regarding a demolition activity, then we would postpone approving that contract until we brought it in front of the board prior to. But as Aaron stated, there's never, in my year here, there hasn't been anything that wasn't approved.
I'm inclined to support this, but I think we ought to have our full complement here. I don't think three of us should make the decision for the other. Does that make sense?
That's fair.
I don't
That's
think we
fair.
ought to be signing over
A full-
their dominion on this. And I want to think about it a little bit more too. Maybe we need to have a cap in there, not to exceed a certain amount. But I would rather have the other members here and not have us approve that without them.
Okay. No, that's it.
Yeah. Chuck, any comments about that, or?
Yeah, I would support that. I mean, having, just a little better documentation, paper trail, I think would be helpful.
Okay, all right, we'll revisit that next month.
Sounds good.
Developer proposals then, or anything else on that, I'm sorry.
No,
Good.
that's it.
Okay, let's move to developer proposals.
So we had put 2716 Van Buren out for developer proposals. We did have multiple parties look at it. However, we did only get this one bid in. The buyer's Unified Properties. So this is actually the father of another developer who's actually purchased several of our properties and is working on them and moving them along nicely. So his purchase price was the minimum offer of $8,000. He did provide proof of funds. He's an outstanding citizen. There's no issues with past due taxes. He's local. He does not own any other blighted properties. He did provide a thorough plan, vision, and estimates to do the job. So I personally don't have any issues with this developer and would recommend him for the purchase to develop this property. But I am open to any questions you might have.
So we've worked directly with his son?
We have not worked with him. We have worked with the
the
son
son.
on 2 projects already, and he's actually about to take in a third one. But this is the father, so it is a different party.
Mindy, off the top of your head, you know how many people you showed this property to?
I would say probably like 6.
Okay.
Okay. Well, if you're not seeing any red flags, and he may
No,
not
and he's
have
a
direct-
contractor and provided other projects that he's done. He just hasn't done any for us yet.
Okay.
And I'm sorry, I should have read the materials myself. Was there an estimate for what the cost of rehab will be here? Did he give that?
He provided, yeah, so the new sheet
just
that we
curious.
did, they do a breakdown of
Okay.
each of what they felt, and he provided all of that.
Do you know what, I'm just curious what it
What
was.
the total was? I
No?
don't remember
Okay,
off the
I'll go
top of
back
my
and look.
head.
Thank you. I don't have any
think he had a
concerns
total,
with this.
Okay. Okay. Any comments, Mr. Scalise?
I don't have any. I'm just reading the proposal right now.
Okay, then
Sorry,
I would seek a motion to approve the offer, development offer for 2716 Van Buren.
I'll make the motion for Unified Properties at 2716 Van Buren Avenue.
Daria, to go back and answer your
And I'll
question, he
second
was
that
right around
motion.
20,000.
Thank you.
And I think I heard a second,
Chuck,
so
yep, second.
All in favor?
Aye.
That is correct?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And so that takes us to vacant lot proposals, and so before you jump in, Mindy, I think we're going to, for a couple of reasons, we're going to table this until next month.
Correct.
One of them is one of the bids, I believe, is a city employee, so I would want to abstain. And I would just rather have our full complement or closer to that to look at both of these.
Yes, sir.
So we're tabling both?
We're going to table the both of them
Yes.
until next time, yeah.
And please let them know, though, that they will still be first in line if anybody else falls in between now and next month, and our apologies for that, but
Right.
I think it's better we have all eyes on this,
Yep.
so.
So motion to table?
So then, yeah, we would need a motion then, are you okay?
I'll make the motion to table, yep.
And I'll second that motion.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
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 All right, that'll be next month. Any other business?
Just solicitor's report.
Okay. Mr. Scalise, can you stay on? If not, we can let you go.
I can hang in here,
Okay,
but if I dash, it means my plumber's looking for me.
okay. All right,
Hey, it's a real problem.
yep.
Good afternoon. I'll be short. There were a number of properties that the land bank purchased as a result of the most recent tax sale. We've waited that period of time. That's getting filed. If it has not been filed, it's being filed this week. All the quiet title actions to kind of double bootstrap them so that they'll be available for the land bank to sell. And again, that is my understanding, that's one of our obligations, is to move these properties back into tax base. And one of the things that we've spoken with, and again, I appreciate the impact of the people that I get an opportunity to work with, is that we keep things moving as quickly as possible. So I've reached out to the county solicitor and also the solicitor for the Tax Claim Bureau for a lunch meeting, because what we're running into is when we have a delay where it's titled in the land bank, there's been a delay in removing liens of record so that we can get it into a third party. And there's a whole procedure or protocol to follow that I think that if we work together with Aaron and Mindy, that we can streamline that, so when it's coming out of the condemnation action, we've extinguished those back taxes and the municipal liens as well. But it takes, what I'm perceiving, and I think probably frustrating for other people, is that it takes a really long period of time for them to come off of the record at the courthouse, so that this third party, when they're doing a title search, they're seeing my condemnation action, but they're going, Gene, the delinquent taxes and municipal liens are still on there. So it's difficult for us to say, yeah, let's transfer it anyways. So we're looking to meet this week, hopefully on Thursday, with those solicitors to say, hey, here's the procedure and the protocol. How can we make sure that at the end of the condemnation action, that those requests are going there for them to expedite it, so within 30 to 60 days, the land bank can then get them to the third party. So we're working to do that, because now it's taking months. And it's really only a priority when you have that third party buyer. I'm thinking we should just do it irregardless. Just if it's coming into the land bank, we know that eventually it's going to be proposed to a third party. Let's do it right now, so that when we get to that point where we actually secure that third party buyer, that it's already taken place, we can turn this around and get it done in short order. So that's in process to get done. And again, what I did was I just a couple of the title searches that are follow-ups. There's still, the liens are still of record, although the condemnation legally has removed them, but they're still over there, which causes concerns to third party and really uncomfortable for me in my office as well, saying, yeah, we know that there's these liens, but let's go ahead and do the transaction. We'll make sure that it's cleared up down the road. That's not necessarily best practices. So that's why we're going to get together, hopefully this Thursday at lunch, depending upon everybody's schedule, to meet with them and see if we can do to make that a really quick transition. So that's really kind of what I had as far as what we're doing and keeping this forward.
No, that makes perfect sense, and now I wonder why we didn't. It's one of those things we discover along the way, I guess, and just tightening it up.
And Chairman, it really has been like, okay, as we get more and more and deeper into these things,
Yeah.
okay,
more
we're
active.
tidying up things as we're going through it. So, because I really kind of feel like we're on the cutting edge. There's not a lot of municipalities out there that are doing what we're doing at the scale that we're doing. So,
Yeah, I was gonna say, it was a lot easier when it was 5 or 6 properties a year, but at the volume we're doing now, it's causing a lot of problems, so, and a lot of staff time to follow up with all of this on our end and on Gene's side. Yeah.
Yeah, there is, and it's taking a lot of time on both ends. You've got a potential buyer who wants it, and you want to get it to them, but okay, we haven't circled back on this issue for 3 months now. We're behind, and we know it's going to take another 30 to 60 days to clarify that. So there's frustration levels, and we want to keep that going. So that's why I appreciate the opportunity for Aaron and Minnie to reach out to me, going, "Hey, Gene, we've got some bottlenecks here. What can we do to rectify it?" Yeah, you're right. Let me get to the sources, because what also I think we were finding is maybe there are some row offices that are given a little bit of pushback. It's not a priority for them. They're not, they're not accustomed to what we're doing and having to turn it around, and they're, now there's getting pushback, and I'm going, okay, let's go right to the solicitor let's go to the county, and let's go right to the head of the tax claim bureau, and we can address those more direct.
I just appreciate nothing I hate more than the answer like, well, that's always how it is. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Right.
So I just appreciate the initiative of like, could this be solved? And then,
Yeah,
working forward, I think that's exactly what we need to be doing. So
And that's
thank you all.
And we're running into that. Wait a second, this is not how we run. And I tell my staff too, I said, don't tell me that. Gene, this is how we used to, wait a second.
Yeah.
It's a whole different world now. Time out. We're not doing that. We're not doing it the old way. That might not have been the best way to begin with. So let's expedite this so that we can turn around for this board to do what they're supposed to do and get these properties out to the general public.
100% support that. I appreciate you looking into that. And I've said many times with the economic development funds that, let's not forget about customer service. It's because it's a government entity. We need to move at the speed of business. We need to move at the speed of buyers and sellers, and not at the speed of how it was done historically. So anything along the way that you discover that you think we can improve on, we welcome that, and I'm pretty sure we're going to support it. So thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, if there's no other business, I don't believe there was. I think we're
No other business?
good.
Motion to adjourn?
Mr. Scalise, any comments, any questions?
No, other than I won't be at the meeting next July, so if there's work that you'd like me to do beforehand, I'll circle back there and make sure that my comments are available at July's meeting.
Okay,
Great.
very good. I appreciate you taking the time to log on, and with that, we have a motion to adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay,
Aye.
that's a wrap for today. Thank you.